Right, now if you've clicked on this video, you're probably in a very similar boat, situation even, to what I'm in right now. This is my lovely car, okay? It costs £2,800 to insure it for the year, which is a stupid amount of money. And in today's video, I want to go over cars that you can buy and insure for a similar amount of money, okay? Now, the original quote for this car was £3,500, so that's going to be today's budget. Yeah, unfortunately, I would love to still be driving this car, but it's currently in an undrivable condition, which is very sad. There'll be a video on that at some point soon. It's very, very sad. But yeah, to start off this list, I'm gonna go off for 5 places. But we're gonna do 5 places, okay? So we're gonna do 5th place now. Now, in no particular order, here's the 5th place car. It's a Ford Ka. This car costs £1,995. It's taken me so long to get that right, but I got it right this time because I keep thinking it's 2,000, but it's not 2,000. It's slightly less than 2,000. Do you know how much less it is than £2,000? Do you know? Oh, god damn it! It's this much less than £2,000. £5 less. I just don't get it. I also don't get why a lot of companies, they just put shit to like the what do you call it? The pence. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know? Oh, that rhymed. I didn't even mean to do that. That's crazy. But yeah, insurance on this bad boy, £1,667, which brings the total out to £3,662, which is not a bad thing. But I know it's not going to be the most cheapest car on this list. In fact, it's very far from that. It's in second to last place. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Onto 4th place. Remember, these aren't in a particular order, but I will rank them at the end on what's the cheapest and what's the most expensive. But it'll be flipped. That'll be the cheapest, that'll be the most expensive, you know. Number 4 place, we have a certified Badman whip. Okay, this is the Toyota Aygo. Okay, I would totally buy one of these, except they're not that much cheaper to run compared to their slightly cooler older brother that they still make. So it's kind of the same car, but it's a different car. But it's not the same car because they still make the car, but it's like the continuation of that car because then they made it slightly bigger. It's basic. It's very similar, but it's not similar at all. It's very weird. So basically, yeah, this Toyota Aygo, £1,795. Not a bad deal, okay, but you could definitely find them for a lot cheaper because I've seen them for a lot cheaper, so bear that in mind. And the insurance, you never see this with cars. The insurance is cheaper than the car. You never see that with first cars. Okay, £1,743. That's a crazy deal. That is a crazy deal. I cannot believe my eyes. Bringing in the total of £3,538. I think off the top of my head with quick mathematical equation and that. I'm sorry, that was very bad of me to do. Yeah, it's slightly less expensive than the Ford Ka, but it's not the cheapest car on the list. So you have to stick around for the cheapest car on the list because you already know that's going to be the last one because I want to keep the viewer retention. I cannot speak because I need to drink a glass of water. So I'm gonna drink this glass of water and then you're gonna hear about the next car. Ooh, yeah, that was a great glass of water. Yeah, for 3rd place, I wanted to mix things up a little bit. I wanted to bring in a newer car because most of these cars, they're over 10 years old. You know, they're about 10, maybe 15, maybe 20 years old for one of them. But we'll keep that one for the end. This car is from 2015. It's a Hyundai i10, and it's about £4,000. I think it's like 3,995, which is basically £4,000. I hate it when they do that. It's like some manipulation to make you think it's cheaper. But in my head, right, I'd rather buy something for £100 than £99. It just doesn't make sense to me. I like round numbers. I don't like uneven numbers, especially when it's with cars. It just annoys me. There's a Porsche on my wall that's £49,950. I don't like that price. I'd rather say £50,000. But it's there because I want to buy one of those one day, you know? Like, it's like, oh, where'd it go? It's here. See? This one. This is the one I want. I want a 997.2 GT3 RS because it's the best one with a manual transmission. Ooh, yes, please. And you also want the carbon ceramics because banana brakes. Yeah, the insurance on this car, I was wondering if it was going to be cheaper because it's a more expensive and the newer car. And that usually with those, it means the insurance is cheaper. But actually, the insurance is £1,614, okay? Which means the total for this car is £5,609. So in what way, when you're trying to save money, would you pick this car, okay, over these contenders? You see what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. You just wouldn't pick this car in a realistic scenario. That's why it's in last place. Spoiler alert, it's in last place. Okay, on to the next car. Now, I also thought it'd be pretty funny, I'm sorry, but I thought this was pretty funny, to sneak in a 1.4. because a lot of people think, you can't get insured on a 1.4 for cheap, but this 1.4 is actually in second place. As you can see, the list isn't actually formed yet, but it will be formed when I get onto the last car. You'll be able to see the list. This car right here, advertised at £1,650. That's a pretty big number, pretty steep, pretty expensive, but not as expensive as the last car. That was £4,000, so it's a lot cheaper, to be honest. 1.4. How much do you think it's gonna be cost to insure? Maybe like £2,000, 2.5. Going off the other 1.4s I know that are being insured. Actually, this one's going for £1,867. See, I looked down because I have it written down there. Because you got to do that sometimes. Which makes the total price £3,570, which is about 500 quid less than the last car. So why on earth would you buy the Hyundai? It doesn't make any sense. And some people do this, I know someone that's done this. Okay, they bought a newer car, thinking it's going to be way cheaper to insure. Is it cheaper to insure? Yeah. Okay, but once you've had it for a year, it's gonna depreciate in value more than the insurance would cost if you bought an older car. So it's like taking your money, okay? See this, hard-earned cash, and you see this is a bin. It's like doing this with it. It doesn't make any sense. Why on earth would you do that? Okay, it does not compute. But yeah, that car's in second place. On to the next car, because you got to know about the next car. Now, before the cheapest car to buy and insure in this country for a young driver, I'm going to talk about the car that I'm going to buy because I'm a cool guy. So I got to keep it fresh with a pretty neat whip. This is a Toyota Yaris, and it cost £1,000, making it the cheapest car on this list. But it's also the only car on this list that I didn't look at on Auto Trader, and I can't lie, on Auto Trader they're slightly more expensive. But that's because Auto Trader has some slight premiums. This car, however, is not very premium. I mean, it's slightly premium. It is a T-Spirit, so it has the spirit of the sporty package, which means the insurance is slightly more expensive, but it's not that much more expensive. Coming at a whopping £2,118. That is the most expensive car to insure on this list, but it's actually the second cheapest to insure and buy on this list. Coming in at £3,118. These are a lot of numbers in this video. Numbers make people's brains explode. I know you're bored by now. I know you can't hack it, I know the future, okay? But, yeah, I'm gonna buy this car if no one else buys it before I buy it. It's a great car to invest your money into because these things, they're only going up in value. That's a lie, they're not going up in value. I mean, a few years ago, they were like 600 quid, and now they're like about £1,000. So I think by the time I'm done with it and sell it, I could probably sell it for like £2,000 if I'm lucky. Just keep it nice. I'm gonna get a little wing for it. Enough of that, okay? You're here for the most cheapest car to insure and buy in this country. I'm not even gonna cut to another one because I know I can fit it in here right now. Here it is. The Citroen, I think it's like a Citroen C10, C1, Citroen C1, that's what it was called. This car, okay, is the second cheapest car to buy at £1,395. That's a really good deal, okay? You want to buy a car for that cheap, do it, because it's a great deal. And the insurance, okay, is also a good deal, because it's the cheapest car to insure on this whole list. In fact, it's so cheap, I have to remember £1,562, which means it is one of the cars where the insurance is slightly more than the price of the car, but £1,562. I've only seen that price, okay, for a person who's just passed their test once before, and it was my mate that had a year of no claims discount, okay, because she managed to get, she had a car insured for a year, and then it ran out and she hadn't passed her test. It's because she couldn't get a test slot, I suppose, but, you can't win everything in the world, I got a test slot really early, and, well, now I'm in a big sticky position, because I don't know what to do with buy. Well, I mean, I do know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a Toyota Yaris, but yeah, here's the list of most expensive and least expensive. I think I said I'd flip it, so on the other side, this is the least expensive, and this is the most expensive, and this is the one I'd pick, and this is the other one I'd pick if I couldn't pick this one. Bye-bye.